Alexander. Alexander is a great tank type character. He's got a couple things going for him, and one of them is his huge heal that we'll look at in a minute. He's got a little bit lower mobility. A mobility of 3 means he's not going to be able to cross the field enough to do damage to anyone in the first turn. No one on the back line, at least. If they send someone forward, he can start attacking there right away. But he's got really good defense, both physical defense and magic defense, and his skills feed into this same kind of character. Really just the tank, healer, paladin type character. One thing you'll notice for him is that there aren't any places to collect soul stones for him, or hero tokens. So the best place to get tokens for him comes out of the arena store. So you can go to the arena. He is always the #1 character. Doesn't matter how many times you refresh or when you go into the store. He's the #1 character, so you could buy him every single day and continue to build up tokens for him. And that is a nice way, because you can get 5 tokens every day for him that way, and if you refresh, you can get even more. You're only limited by the number of token store points that you've got to purchase with. Alright, let's take a look at his skills. So this first one is called Evil Destruction. He does 3 hits. It doesn't really talk about it this way, but he's going to do 3 hits to collectively do a fair amount of damage. It's not a super high amount of damage, but it's consistent and comes up fairly often as he's taking hits. And as long as you pump that full, you can do a fair amount, especially on back characters, some of the priests and archers and things that would be on the other side of the field. So that can be a useful skill to have, but not doing a whole lot of damage. Cooperation, there are 3 characters that I know of that have this skill, and it can be really useful if you level it up all the way for those characters. I didn't fully understand it the first time when I was going through. I thought other characters were going to help out. I didn't realize they had to have this skill as well. But Tristan is one, and Grumps is the other one that I'm aware of, that those 3 have the cooperation skill. So if they both have it, and have it at a high enough level for the characters you're attacking, then they'll both attack if they're right next to them. Or all 3 of them potentially, which is kind of an interesting thing to see. I've done a couple battles against groups that had all 3 of them with high level cooperation, and whichever character is taking 3 attacks, attack from all 3 of them at once, it can do a devastating amount of damage. So that can be really useful. I haven't really been employing it too much yet because I'm not using the other 2 that much, but a fun skill to have as well. Now this is where he really shines. This God's Grace skill is the single biggest heal in the game at this point. It's the biggest heal directly on him. So you can heal probably almost half of his health at this point. Does a massive amount of healing. If there's any undead or demonic characters next to him, it can do a ton of damage as well. And that does actually impact your own characters as well. So if you've got Dracula or somebody right next to him, pay attention to which turn it is, because he could take a lot of damage. But if there are other friendly healers or other friendly units that aren't demons or undead, they can also get a good heal. It's about 25% of the heal that he gives himself. They've got to be right next to him, but it can be significant as well. Again, when you're going through, especially the Sky Arena, it can be potentially a big benefit. When you get near the end of a match or something to try to heal up your other characters, you can maneuver him around, put him in the right place, put someone to sleep or something like that, and defend a couple turns and get your team back up to full health. And his final skill. Not a lot for the team, but it does give him a nice boost. He's already a really hardy character, and the steel armor adding even more defense on top of his high defense can make him really a survivable character. So he does take hits back, counterattacks. He doesn't have anti-counterattack for one of his abilities. But with this, he doesn't take that much damage from most every character. So that feeds into being an enormous amount of defense. So this is just a snapshot for this level. But really, at just about any point, he's going to be one of the highest defense characters. He's a great character to stuff up a hole. If you've got one of those maps where there's just one entry point and there aren't a bunch of flying characters or aerial moving characters, you can set him there. Don't even try to attack with him. Just defend, and you can plug up that hole from characters that are much higher level. And just keep taking hits and healing through it and not having really any trouble while the rest of your team is back behind there, healing up your characters and shooting, doing some ranged attacks. So he can be really useful in a number of ways that way, and just to throw down, get him going down towards the enemy, towards the other side of the line without worrying too much he's going to be taken out early. It'd be a great one to take in a lot of damage, and you know that he's going to have a huge heal. So as long as you can make it through to that third round, he can have a huge heal and come back and really turn the tide of the battle.
If you liked this, then you're going to love what we have coming out next. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mobile gaming videos, or check out the rest of the channel for more tips and tricks. If you don't have this game yet, feel free to download it from the sponsored link in the video description below. These downloads help to support the channel and help us to continue to put out more great videos. Thanks again for all your support, and come back soon as we continue our quest, seeking every possible advantage.